Being able to pay your way out of jail shouldn't be a thing. I come from a rich family, my boyfriend comes from a rich family, and we both have paid our ways out of jail time for things like shoplifting, possession on weed, etc. And we both know people who have done the same thing, and here is the kicker: it's perfect legal to do that. Even though this system benefits people like me, it is really troubling how people can just pay their way out of jail time for crimes they have committed. Like you could just pay bail and have zero consequences. So you are telling me we should incarcerate the poor for petty crimes that can be dropped with community service or parole without making them sit in jail for years and months till their case reaches trial, which only causes them to lose jobs and stay poor, leading to a vicious cycle of poverty. While rich people like me can do petty crimes and say oopsie and pay some money and walk away. That shouldn't be a legal thing allowed by the government. Edit: many people think I don't know what a bail is. I know what it is, but I am talking in a Singaporean and Indian context. I've lived in both places and gotten in trouble in both places, and my parents just paid the bail and I was let go and they dropped charges soon. But if I could afford bail, I would most likely be in jail. I am just saying people who can't afford bail most likely end up in prison, and also if they are found not guilty or just given community service, they still end up losing their jobs cause they were locked up till their case went to trial. Edit: I never got in trouble for any sort of drug charges, especially in Singapore. I got in trouble for shoplifting and my parents paid bail. The weed charges I mentioned are for my boyfriend in India last year. Edit: I shoplifted cause I am a kleptomaniac. I am seeing a counselor for it. Also, yes, I do agree, if we go by my opinion, I should be in jail, and even though I did that stuff when I was 14 and I am definitely changed for the better, there has to consequences for my actions that were never dealt out. I think you are lying. Bail just allows you to remain outside of jail during the court proceedings. It does not guarantee that charges will be dropped. However, being wealthy means that you can afford better legal representation, which most likely can lead to dismissal of those charges. You don't know what bail is. Sounds like most of this post is bragging. I come from a rich family. For things like shoplifting. Why are you shoplifting? Is it for attention? This isn't an opinion, this is just blatant bragging and a statement that makes you look like you have no idea what you are talking about. Bail and paying your way out of jail are two different things. Bail is basically a security bond. Should you fail to attend court etc., you would lose that money. In the UK, bail is free. Police will bail you. Usually with conditions. Breaching bail is a serious crime though. Nice flex. Be the change you wish to see and make an example out of yourself next time. Honestly, everything that you wrote read as very self-righteous. You should probably edit the Indian and Singaporean context into the start of your post. If you don't mention your country, Reddit assumes you're talking about the USA, cause most of us are from there. If this is unpopular, jump right of the building. r/that happened. You could tell mommy and daddy to make you start taking responsibility for your own actions. Since you are incapable of doing it yourself, why not lead by example instead of from the soapbox? So you are telling me we should incarcerate the poor for petty crimes that can be dropped with community service or parole without making them sit in jail for years and months till their case reaches trial, which only causes them to lose jobs and stay poor, leading to a vicious cycle of poverty. I don't think people are telling you that though. LMAO, this post did not go your way at all. It at least should be wage equivalent in my eyes. Just like you/Leoidum said, this post is just one big brag. If you think that's bad, I knew of a guy who killed a rich guy in town. This guy was always a nut. He would run around yelling at everyone and everything, but this guy had befriended the governor of the province by helping him with a lot of his problems. So this guy walks into town and meets the rich guy in the market. Most people had learned to ignore him, but rich guy wasn't one of those people. The rich fella either didn't know or didn't care about the lunatic's reputation. Now, nobody liked the rich guy, but I didn't think he deserved what he got. He turned his nose up, and said something to the nutjob. Then the nutjob pulled a sword and ran him through in front of everyone in the market. When the authorities came, he told them who he was to the governor, and they let him go. He murders a guy in broad daylight, and he gets off scot-free. Nobody knows exactly why he did it, but I think it's what the rich guy said. I'll never forget his final words. Do you get to the Cloud District often? Are you suggesting that rich people go to jail? What about the youth, the affluenza kids? Preposterous. You're right. They should have cut off your hands for shoplifting. Go turn yourself in and ask for a do-over. This doesn't sound true. But whatever, if you're rich, why would you shoplift? I know rich people can be frugal, but I know for sure, they do not resort to crime, especially shoplifting. It's called paying a fine. If they changed the amount based on your wealth, it would be illegal. And putting stupid rich kids in jail is not a good idea either. Sounds like you saw the last week tonight about bail, then made this post as if it was real. Reading through the comments, things just don't seem right. Are you sure you doing this in Singapore? Even though I agree with your supposition, let me present a counter-argument. Money is a representation of labor, worth, and power in a capitalist culture. If you have money, it means you have created items, jobs, value, etc. So if you fuck up, money is a buffer against your transgression to a machine that respects cash. That's all. It's fucked up, but it's true. I agree, you should be locked up. I thought you got caned for fucking around in Singapore.